Hi, I'm Patrick Tuttle, the real estate guy with Legacy Real Estate Services, with your residential real estate market report for the Greater El Paso Association of Realtors for today. It is October 14th, 2020, and I'll be right back with that report. All right, welcome back. Here is our report for today, October 14th, 2020. And as always, we start off with our resale home report. And in our Greater El Paso Association of Realtors multiple listing service, we're reporting that we've got 852 resale homes available for sale. Now that is a very, very low number. And here's a very, very high number. The average price is $277,852. Now that's the average price, not the median. So we've still got some million plus. There's one property out there that's got a contract on it at $3 million plus. That's for a house and some acreage over in the Upper Valley. So that really pulls our average up. When we see the average sold price, it's going to be significantly less than that, but it still pulls the average up. And the average time on market is now down to a whopping 55 days on market from the time that you go on market to the time you get a contract and close. We saw 680 homes sell through the Greater El Paso Association of Realtors multiple listing service in the month of September. That is huge for a month of September. Absolutely huge. We've never seen numbers like that before. And the average sold price was $201,127. Another big number. And what did you get for that? Well, you got on average a 1,942 square foot home for $102.79 a square foot. Now remember, this is a blanket that covers the entire Greater El Paso Association of Realtors multiple listing service areas. So we're talking about from Horizon and Tornillo and Socorro all the way up into central El Paso and then over into southern New Mexico with Santa Teresa and Sunland Park, New Mexico. So average selling price $102.79. Your price may vary because of where you are and what kind of a home you have. So if you've got an older home in Central that hasn't been updated, you may skew lower down into the $75 a square foot. If you've got one of the brand new homes in Northwest El Paso out in Cimarron, you may be $135 to $150 a square foot. So we've got a huge variance there. Just the average was $102. Now, comparatively, back in the month of August, we saw 653 homes sell. So we saw another 27 homes in September over the August numbers. Now that, again, it's big because we've never seen a September larger than we've seen in August. Typically, the sales decline in September compared to August, but with COVID being out there, and the schools working the way that the schools are doing, with a lot of people doing homeschool, people still have a lot of time to go out and search for homes if they can find them available, and then they're making purchases. The average selling price in August was $200,588. So that means that the prices are still going up. Now, over the last 12 months that we've seen, we saw 6,400. This is rolling 12 months ending September 30th, 2020. 6,400 homes have closed in our Greater El Paso Association of Realtors multiple listing service, and they sold at an average price of $186,219. So while the yearly average is still significantly less than our monthly average, our market continues to rise because of the demand. And that means that overall, we're up on our sales price and we're up on our sales as well. Demand continues to be strong, albeit over the last week, we did see pending contracts reduce, by about 30% compared to the week prior. So there's a lot of things happening out there. Usually we have a little bit of a slowdown here in September and October, and then as we get into closer to the election, I'm predicting that the sales will continue to slow down. Some of that is a normal cyclical cycle that we look at, and some of it has to do with the election and whether or not people are going to make a purchase now rather than after the election. But as long as interest rates remain low, I think our market is going to continue to remain strong. And we'll get to interest rates in just a minute. Now, over the last year, we said we had 6,400 homes that sold. That gives us an average of 533 homes per month, which tells us that we now have about a 1.6 months of inventory. So roughly 45 days to 50 days worth of inventory on the market right now, which means that things are moving fast. And if you've got a home that's priced right, prepared right, and we can get into it with our buyers, whether that be virtually through video or actually taking a walkthrough of it, your home should sell. Now, albeit the majority of our volume is well below $500,000 when you see that the average price is $201,127. So if you've got something in the higher price range, you may not have as many buyers coming to look at you. But again, if you price it right, you should be able to sell. Now, on to our new homes report. As of today, we're reporting 1,016 homes available in the greater El Paso marketplace. And when I talk about these numbers, not all of these homes are actually available for move-in today. And because of the fact that the market is moving so quickly, I used to say that if you take this number and cut it in half, you might have a real accurate picture of what's truly available. I think you can probably cut this by 3/4 today, and there might be somewhere around 250 to 300 homes available for move-in in the next 30 days. And that's due to the construction delays that we've had from the shortage of labor, and now we're having construction delays because of the shortage of materials. And the prices of those materials are continuing to rise, which means that those mass market builders are probably going to start looking at putting in some contingencies for price increases. So beware of that. There are some contracts that if the builders use the Texas Association of Builders contract for the purchase of a home, then they have some contingencies built in for price increases if the price increases. Now, they won't all do that, but they do have the ability to do it depending on which contract they have. Many of the builders have their own contracts. They don't have anything built into it. Others will use a direct contract. That's the Texas Real Estate Commission contract, and it doesn't have any contingencies built in for that. But with the prices continuing to rise and with the inventory continuing to decline, you'll see that the builders will change their marketing methods because they are watching out for their bottom line. And that's exactly what they're supposed to do. They're demanded to do that because of their shareholders, is to bring them a return on investment. Now, back to the homes. So we had 1,016 homes available. They've got an average price of $231,043, and the average time on market is 128 days. So still short time on market historically speaking. We saw 253 homes sell in the El Paso Association of Realtors Multiple Listing Service. And what this really tells you is there's not a whole lot of inventory that's truly available. So again, if you're looking at a 25% turn, that's about 25% of the active inventory that's available out there for move-in in the next 30 days. So again, 3/4 of the active may be available for sure right now, whereas I used to say 1/2. Now it could be down to about 1/4 that's available, or 3/4 of it is still in the construction process. Average price of the homes that sold, $218,589. So the prices continue to move upward there. And what did that get you? Well, it got you on average 1,881 square feet and $117.38 per square foot. Depending on what side of town you're on, if you're out in Horizon and you're out off of East Lake and Rojas, you may be skewing closer to the 120s and 130s. And again, over in Northwest El Paso in Cimarron, you may be in the 130s to 150s. It all depends on the lot sizes and the amount that the developer is collecting for those lots. And the builders are at a disadvantage because without the availability of lots, they're going to have to pay higher prices, which in turn pushes a higher price to the consumer as long as the consumer can afford it. But evidently, they can afford it because they're selling the homes and they're selling them at record prices. Now, back in the month of August, we saw 300 homes sell. So there was a drop in the number of homes, and that's most likely just due to the fact that they couldn't get them finished. So I'm not seeing any real decline in the builder market. It's just a matter of they close when they close because they finish when they finish. It's nothing other than a factor of finishing the properties. In the month of August, the average price was $218,981. So we're roughly the same, albeit it dropped slightly, just by about $400 there for the average price. Year over year, for the 12 months ended September 30th, we saw 2,702 homes sell through our multiple listing service. I suspect that there's another 10% or more that didn't close out there through the MLS. These were either private sales that didn't involve a realtor, or they were builder sales that didn't get put into the MLS. We'd love for the builders to put all of the homes in the MLS, but the truth is, with a market like that we have right now, they don't need to do that. But if they've got people walking in the front door and they say, hey, I want X house on that lot, and the builder says, okay, we can do that, why would they list it in the MLS? There's no need for them to do that if they don't have to and incur the cost of doing so. Over that 12-month period, the average price was $215,069, so just a little over a 1% increase in the month when we look at the $218,589 sale compared to the $215,069 average for the year. I suspect that that's going to go up over the next couple of months because of the price increases that began back in March because of the COVID-19 restrictions and the shutdown on production. And then as the manufacturers continue to build up the inventory of the goods that they can put out there, and with the lumber prices increasing the way that the lumber prices have increased, the prices of the homes are going to go up. And as long as our market can afford it, the builders will continue to sell at those higher prices. And right now, it doesn't look like there's any shortage of demand. The big shortage is on labor and on materials, which puts a shortage of homes out there in the marketplace. But with the interest rates still very, very low, the market is going to be continuing to rise. Now, the numbers, even though the monthly number was down and the sales were down, really, the market is up and up, but the monthly numbers were down on the sales price and the monthly numbers were down on the number of homes closed. I don't think that's a decline in the marketplace. I think it's just a factor of finishing the product and getting it closed before September 30th. Averaging 225 homes per month, which gives us a 4.52 months of inventory in the new homes market for writing contracts. But when you do the math and you take that 3/4 number in there, you're really looking at somewhere around a 1.25, maybe 1.3 months of real inventory that's available for the builders to be able to sell. Now, that's a change. Yes, I used to say take that number right here and cut it in half, but now I'm saying cut it by 3/4 so that you can see the reality of what's going on with the market. Interest rates continue to be low, and I think they're going to stay low all the way through the election and then beyond. Regardless of who gets elected, I think that the economy will be rebuilt back on the backs of the real estate market. So interest rates as of today, average 30-year mortgage, 3.07%. Folks, this is almost free money when you're thinking about a 30-year mortgage. That is extremely low, and that's most likely the biggest reason why our market and all markets across the United States that are doing well it's because of the interest rate. So the bargain today is on the interest, and the prices for the homes are continuing to rise. Demand will remain strong. It'll slow down a little bit as we get to the election. And then as many schools continue to get back into service and people get back to their workplaces, I think the market may shift just a little bit. But as long as the interest rates remain low and inventory continues to come on the market, I think our market will continue to be relatively strong. And our unemployment numbers are looking pretty good here in El Paso as well. The Bureau of Labor Statistics don't have the numbers finalized for the month of August yet, but the preliminary numbers say that we're at a 7.3% unemployment rate, which is very, very good compared to the rest of the nation. And we were at 5.4% back in March of 2020, and we had a high of 14.9 in April 2020, but those jobs continue to come back. So preliminary numbers, 7.3% unemployment, and with the announcement that Marshalls, TJ Maxx, and I believe it's Home Goods, they're going to put a distribution center here in El Paso. That will bring more jobs to the El Paso market, along with the Amazon distribution center over in East El Paso. All of these things mean that El Paso is a great place to be. It's going to be a sunny 80, 85 today here in El Paso. Beautiful day. We'd love to have some rain. It's not going to happen because we're in La Nina year instead of an El Nino year. So it's going to be dry throughout the rest of the fall and into the wintertime. That's my weatherman report. Just a bonus for you today. Hope you get some fun out of that. If you've got questions about this report and how this data and the market affect you in your real estate world, give me a call. 915-588-1850 is my cell number. I'd love to visit with you about how we could be of service to you here in the El Paso marketplace and help you into a home, out of a home, builders with your homes, however I may be of service. Please give me a call or shoot me an email, patrick@patricktuttle.com. Thanks for watching, and as always, make it a great day. Bye-bye.